Hi, I'm Peter, and this is Dave from Speed Academy, and on tonight's episode of Valvoline Night School,
we show you how to install an adjustable coilover suspension. Before we show you how to install these, let's quickly cover some of the performance advantages of an adjustable aftermarket setup like this. First of all, you can see up here you've got camber adjustability, which allows you to tilt the tire back in for more grip in the corners. You've also got damper adjustability here, so turn this dial and you can actually stiffen the shock up, which allows you in turn to run a more aggressive spring rate. On a race car, generally speaking, you want more spring rate to help you get more grip from a high grip tire. You've also got adjustable ride height here, which is independent from spring preload. So you literally just loosen this collar and you can lengthen the overall length of this shock assembly to raise or lower the ride height. All that adds up to a lot more performance than you get on your standard shock and spring combo. So let's show you how easy this is to install on a Subaru BRZ like this that's being prepped for Formula Drift competition.
the first step is to remove the 3 bolts that hold the strut to the chassis. Down in the wheel well, before we go removing the strut, you're going to want to remove some accessories like the ABS line if it's present, and the brake line has to be taken off, as well as the sway bar end link. The final step here is to remove the 2 lower strut bolts from the assembly. And the whole strut slides on out. To install the coilover is the exact opposite of the removal, so let's get to it. The rear is just as simple as the front. All we're gonna do is remove 2 bolts down here, then move up top, remove 2 nuts, and everything's gonna slide out. It is just that easy, and the aftermarket coilover install is the reverse process, and we're done.
Now that Pete's done the dirty work, it's time to have some fun and talk about ride height. Obviously, the trend right now is to go low and wide. Just keep in mind, if you go too low, you're gonna run into ground clearance problems and you're gonna introduce some funky suspension geometry issues like bump steer and roll centers. The beauty of adjustable dampers like this too is that you can make them quite soft for the street, so you're not getting beat up while you drive down rough roads. And then you can stiffen them up for the track where you want to reduce body roll and improve tire performance. If you're setting your car up for the track, we like about 3.5 degrees of negative camber on a McPherson strut assembly like this one. For the street, you probably want a little bit less than that so you don't cause any unwanted tire wear. Out back, we like about -2 degrees camber on a rear-wheel drive car like this, just so the tires can put the power down a little bit better. The last step, and it's an important one, is to get your car properly aligned, because when you change out the suspension, your alignment gets completely out of whack. So get it on a proper 3D alignment rack.
So that wraps up this episode for Valvoline Night School. Be sure to check out more videos for car-related tips and tricks.